Unique boss fights for D&D. The Pumpkin King. When the harvest moon burns bright and jack-o'-lanterns flicker with unnatural light, beware the fields, for the Pumpkin King regains his might. Generations ago, a cruel baron demanded tribute from the farmers of his land. When their crops failed, he punished them with starvation and fire. Desperate, they turned to an ancient harvest spirit, binding their hopes into carved pumpkins left at the edge of the fields. But the bargain soured. The spirit's essence twisted with the rage of the dead and the hunger of the land, giving rise to a monster of roots, rot, and vengeance. The Pumpkin King. Now, every autumn, when the veil between this world and the world of the dead, he walks the earth once more. He is crowned in vines, cloaked in husks, and his face burns with a carved smile. Farmers hide, villagers lock their doors, and children whisper that if you see his light bobbing between the corn rows, you are already his. The Pumpkin King is a unique villain that comes to life in a pumpkin patch during the harvest moon. He can control the vines of the pumpkin patch, pulling the party with thorny vines while whirling, burning, exploding jack-o'-lanterns at a distance. If things are looking dire, he will animate nearby scarecrows, taking sickles from the field. If you defeat the Pumpkin King, he erupts into flame, spraying flaming seeds to be carried away by the wind, preparing himself to rise again the next harvest moon. Unique boss fights for D&D. The Candle Maiden. In the dead of winter, when even the stars seemed to shiver, a woman waits by her window with a candle in her hand. Once the daughter of a humble candle maker, she was betrothed to the man she loved more than life itself. On the night of their wedding, a blizzard swallowed the valley. Her husband set out to deliver the last of his candles, but he never returned. She waited and waited and waited. She refused to let her candle die, whispering the flame all through the night. "Stay with me," she said, "just until he comes home." Her body was found frozen to the windowsill, the candles around her still burning. When they tried to take it from her hand, she screamed. The village burned before the next dawn. They say she is still looking for her lost love, a figure of wax, her body crowned with candles that burn with the sadness of her soul. They call her the Candle Maiden. As she fights, she lights more of her candles, and when she lights them, she becomes more radiant, more terrible, more powerful, and her beauty melts away as the flames devour her. When the last wick burns, she blazes like a fallen star. She burns in a burst of light and agony that consumes everything, herself included, melting herself entirely before she reforms again, completely healed and ready to continue looking for her lost love. If you are enjoying this video, check out my Patreon, where you can get access to original monster stat blocks, awesome magic items, and full adventure PDFs every month. Unique boss fights for Dungeons & Dragons. The Bone Fairy. Everyone knows that if you lose a tooth, you should leave it under your pillow so you can be visited by the Tooth Fairy, trading in your teeth for a bit of coin. However, most aren't aware that they work for a larger organization of bone fairies. Mortals that strike deals with these creatures trade in bones and teeth for coin, whether it be from their own body or taken from someone else. They live in peace in their ivory cathedral, collecting debts made by people who trade their bones to be more beautiful or a handful of coins. They keep a strict record in their bone ledger, and if your name gets put into it, you will find your bones wither away where you stand. Don't be fooled by their name, as even though they are fairies, there is nothing cute about these creatures, as they will tear you apart limb by limb to collect what they believe is theirs, using the bones as weapons and sucking you dry of bone marrow until you can't even stand. Will you be able to break their monopoly on bones, or will you be harvested on their next collection day?